film is very important. It's a way to show the personality of characters and helps the audience relate. In horror, traditionally there are some stock characters. You have the final girl, the jock, the popular girl, the wanderer, and the Pandora. So there are 5 main stock horror characters. I've done some research on those, and then I've sort of costume designed those stock characters based on some of that research. So the first one is the final girl. Traditionally she is the girl that either beats the antagonist or is the last girl to die in the film. She is often a binary opposition of the popular girl because she's not seen as so promiscuous, she's seen as more innocent. So for my costume idea, I did some research into the different meanings behind colours and patterns. So I had her in a plaid jacket, which was red because red is a symbol of courage. Also plaid, over the years, its history mainly dates back to Scotland, and a lot of the meaning of plaid has changed over time. It's gone from a very masculine meaning to then a very feminine, promiscuous meaning, and still the meaning of it's changing. So I thought that was a good idea because it just shows how the final girl, she isn't more masculine or feminine, she's quite like a unisex character. She holds both values in both aspects. Also I had the white top just to show obviously white is a symbol of innocence and purity, which is a common theme that the final girl is often quite reserved and not as promiscuous. The jeans were also a unisex choice just because both males and females wear jeans. And the baseball cap was just to point, like it's more masculine baseball caps. So I thought putting it on the final girl would just show the bravery and the masculine aspects that she holds. Following the final girl, I dressed the jock, which the jock is typically a character that is quite masculine and represents strength and bravery, but also represents some toxic aspects of the masculinity. So for me costuming the jock, I decided to look into I wanted some more bold colours, and so obviously red is a symbol of courage and it's quite bold. It's also red is the colours most people are drawn to. And I wanted green because green kind of shows like jealousy and envy, which I think it's important to note how the jock also seems quite toxic in a way. He always seems to bring out the worst in people in the films. So I thought it was important to have those bold colours to show he's quite a bold character. The jeans again they're just quite unisex, they're quite traditional. A lot of people wear the jeans, which kind of shows the universality of the jeans. How the jock features in a lot of the stock characters in horror films. And then we moved on to the Pandora character, which is basically an important character because typically they're shown as quite innocent and childlike in the beginning, but then later on it's revealed that they are the antagonist in the films. So I think it's probably one of the most important characters to get the tone right in the beginning. So for me to dress the Pandora character, I initially wanted like a baby blue and a white dress. However, it's tricky because, COVID-19 and everything and certain lockdowns, I have to work with what I have at home. Similar with the jock character, I wanted a red and green colours, but I had to go with blue. It's fine, blue is quite a bold colour as well. But back to the Pandora character, luckily I had like a baby yellow dress, quite a pastel yellow dress, which also symbolises quite childlike innocence and ideas such as that, so that was good. So for the innocence, I thought I would do some 2 plaits, which is quite childlike. A lot of little girls wear plaits, which kind of represents the character to be quite innocent and pure. There are flowers on the dress, which is important to note as well because flowers represent growth and purity, and they're quite associated with innocent things. The knee-high socks also, they link to schoolgirl, which shows how the character is quite young and childlike. And the ribbons in the hair is often quite associated with school children and the youth of the character, which is important because it needs to be very obvious that this character is very innocent to have a massive contrast at the end as they're revealed as the antagonist. So following the jock, you have the jock who is often paired with the popular girl or the slut. They're often compared to each other based on their narcissistic traits. The popular girl is often wearing clothes that are very revealing and doesn't cover a lot, just to show how she is quite promiscuous. So initially I drew the popular girl as with a red top and jeans. The jeans are just for universality because just show how she links to the jock character. But the red top is important because not only is it quite a revealing top, which shows she is quite promiscuous, but also the colour red is often associated with promiscuity and quite sexual things. So I think it was very important to make it obvious she is quite a promiscuous character. Obviously being at home I had to work with what I had, so I had her in a black skirt, which I think is quite important because the colour black is often associated with being mysterious and quite promiscuous as well. So, and it's obviously quite revealing, which goes along with the character being very promiscuous, I guess. So for the last stock character, you have the Wanderer. The Wanderer is quite often the person in the group that strays away from the group either by accident or on purpose. They're often the first or the second person to be killed off because they're killed off due to their curiosity. So this character is typically quite unisex, so costuming for the character was quite hard as you had to keep it quite available for both masculine and feminine types of clothing. So what I initially thought was I did some research into patterns and colours. I obviously designed my Wanderer in a sort of blue or jean jacket because blue is quite often quite a bold character, it just makes them stand out. But then I had them wearing yellow stripes underneath the jacket. The colour yellow is often associated with curiosity and typically with someone who is quite curious of things, and the stripes are quite important because they represent a boldness and a willingness to test the boundaries of social tolerance, which kind of shows how they're willing to stray away from the group, or they're willing to be bold and not follow the group and try and get help, I guess, in the sense of a horror film. And obviously the jeans are just quite, just to relate to the other characters. Obviously it's hard and I'm still in lockdown, so to get these, I couldn't find any yellow stripes. So I opted for a yellow t-shirt just to show the curiosity. Obviously the stripes are in my drawing, but I got a jean jacket like my drawing and jeans, and I think it's just important just to show the yellow curiosity and the stripes of boldness. This character is a character that is willing to learn more. That's what leads them to their deaths, because they stray away.